One of the most important roles, tasks of the Lightworkers mission here on the Earth plane is to assist with the Great Awakening, the awakening of other individuals. And one of the most powerful ways to do this is to plant seeds that grow into a tree that others can access in terms of information sharing. And what happens when we plant seeds is we are not telling individuals how things are, we are showing them how things could be. We are operating as the unique creative frequency expression within integrity, sharing the expression of truth. And by doing this, seeds are planted within every waking step of that expression. The power that comes into this is that individuals will answer the questions for themselves. And that seed that is planted, that has grown into a tree, provides access to this information in terms of another perspective as energy. That energy is now made available for other individuals to tap into, to download for themselves, thus answering the questions that they have for themselves, figuring it out all on their own. And this is one of the most powerful ways for an individual to ascend in consciousness, to go through their individual awakening on their path, thus assisting others. So how do we go about planting seeds? Well, it is actually very simple. Although it can be challenging on this journey of ascension, one can feel very isolated, very alone on this journey when becoming the unique creative frequency expression, when speaking one's truth, because a lot of the old will fall away. A lot of what was in resonance in terms of relationships, communities, when one truly steps into their power and offers their perspective of truth, that alignment, it is not going to resonate with a lot of the old forms of a relationship, because the individual, once doing this, goes through a rapid shift within their reality experience. And what no longer serves falls away, and what is in service now comes into fruition. Planting seeds is just telling the truth, operating with an integrity, doing what one loves, operating as unique creative frequency expression, bringing through and the birthing of new ideas, new perspectives, thought forms into manifestation. Just by doing this, and not by forcing or providing unsolicited advice to another, by allowing that individual to operate, enjoy their reality experience within their space, creating a safe space for them, and the individual, as you, as me, as we, doing what is best for the self, in essence, is the seed planting. By just speaking the truth, by sharing that information, by sharing that which represents is the expression of light. That is planting the seeds. Thus, this energy becomes available. It can be within immediate physicality, contact, one-on-one groups, those we connected to on social media, but also powerfully it can be accessed through the crystalline grid and the 60 diamond light grid, where individuals who you haven't met before are now able to access this information energetically through the grids, and it will be downloaded to them in the best way suited for that translation energetically, and it will be expressed, mirrored to them within their reality experience through an experience or whatever is best suited for them, for their understanding. I just had a session earlier and we were talking about the masculine energy. So this is connected to the masculine energy. So standing in one's power, taking action on the thing that we love is an act of self-love. No matter how scary it can be to speak one's truth, to really bring through another perspective, an idea, a thought form that has never been seen before. This is what is required. This is 5D consciousness. The stripping away of everything that is embedded within the 3D matrix, that is acting as interference in one's field, and bringing through the new into manifestation, into form. Just by doing what we love, we are planting seeds all the time. So individuals may not initially get it on a conscious level in terms of their understanding, their interpretation, but on a subconscious level, the information will be relayed and received by others. Then there is a time period that is suited to them according to their makeup, where they are, in their ascension in consciousness. And that seed will grow. And the information will be delivered ingeniously to them within their experience. And now what you have done is you have created a ripple effect within your reality experience by just being who you are, the truth of who you are. Seeds can be planted in many ways. Seeds can be planted just purely by the energy embodiment, the light embodiment that we carry when we are who we truly are. It can be through speaking like I'm doing now. It can be through any creative artwork, any creative form of an expression whatsoever. By doing what one knows to be true for the self, the coding, the energy that goes into that, everything that we do with the intentions behind that will emit a code and codes, an energy that when others expose themselves to it, when others are presented with this artwork, it can be writing vocally, energetically, it can be a website, it can be how you lay out your Facebook page, your Instagram account, it can be in images. Everything carries coding, and it's all designed on a higher intelligence. So people are receiving this all the time. What we are putting out there, seeds are being planted everywhere. Together with this, yes, the darkness, the interference is there. Just because one has ascended in consciousness and maybe the expression of 5D consciousness doesn't mean that they're not going to come up against darkness. That is why, as light workers, starseeds, as way showers, ascension guides, as healers, whatever form of light worker, have gone through significant trauma within the reality experience. All of it perfectly designed as the initiation, like I always speak about, to the next level of perspective, and also an initiation to the vision and mission, that alignment, because that is the toolkit, that was the training for it. Because just because an individual has shifted and healed themselves doesn't mean that they're not going to come into contact and have opposition and have interference show up within their reality experience. This will happen. The darkness wishes to delay one's and the collective's ascension and consciousness to the best of their ability. The darkness wishes to hold on to the 3D paradigm, the matrix, how things have always been. So the darkness does not want an individual to awaken to ascending consciousness, and especially not awaken others. Fear is the medium, is their driving force, the darkness' driving force, to keep individuals within that prism of fear, too scared to flow through with the natural expression, in fear of judgment from others, how others may perceive the self. But being brave, and I talk about the masculine archetypes right now, the king, the lover, the warrior, and the magician, the integration, unification of all four. So now specifically, okay, when it comes to our unique creative frequency expression, doing what we love, the king archetype, standing in one's power, not doubting the self. And if you doubt the self, not to judge the self. Living in one's own kingdom, power, strength, action, discernment between the light and the dark. Also self-reflection, understanding when one is veering off track or not. Altogether, not judging the self for any of this. Loving the self. Being the ruler of one's reality experience. Operating with power, compassion, love, kindness, and leading one's own reality experience in the right way. As one would have experienced how, when taking a leadership role in one's own life, what is out of alignment, what is not the right way. Seeing leadership in others, that is power over another, that is not of the light.